It's your boy Online Davo, and we back in a video. Now look, we got a video about Jew Almighty. Now, I seen this video come across my timeline like a couple times, right? But then I'm like, damn, it says something like racists are losing it over Naomi Osaka's black only dinner. And I'm like, how are you mad at someone because they only want to invite? Look, I don't know nothing about this situation. So we gonna learn about it together. Come on.
These people really hate black joy. And the latest example of that is tennis star Naomi Osaka receiving hate because she hosted a dinner party for her friends who just so happened to be black.
People took this to mean that she is being isolating, she is being racist. Can you imagine an all-white dinner party?
And really, this is just a continuation of all the obsession we see about the black community. We see that type of hate with black graduations and
Hold on. So you telling me they mad at her because she has black friends? That's you telling me.
black proms.
The reason why hood prom and hood baby showers and all of these hood things exist is because the black community does not put enough emphasis on having a father in the home.
In a sport where black players have constantly dealt with racism, harassment, and isolation to some extent. Now these same people are mad that black players have created a safe space for themselves.
Boy, I tell you, they get hot when they lose. I'm not saying all of them, but if it don't pertain to you, it don't pertain to you. But the ones it do pertain to, they be hot. They ain't trying to dap you up, nothing. Oh, she's on peds. You know what I'm saying? She's obviously cheating. How does she have so much skill? All type of shit, bro. You know it's crazy too? They always associate black people talents to physical. You know what I'm saying? It's always physical, bro. Strong, athletic. You know what I'm saying?
The reason white people don't see it when an event is all white is because white people see whiteness as a default.
So, it probably felt good for them to be around other black tennis players that's going through the same exact things, and they get to just celebrate and let their guard down. Because, black people, when you in white spaces, sometimes you can be very uncomfortable.
But I'm Jew. Welcome to the channel. Please like and share the video. Don't forget to sub. Now, let's get into it.
Naomi Osaka faces some backlash for a dinner party she's having in Paris. The problem is she only invited black tennis players, and people were not happy with it. I agree.
First off, this dinner looked like a good time. A bunch of young, black, successful people at the top of their field. Professional championship tennis.
Hey, they chop it up too. You know they in there cooking up something, man. You know what I'm saying? I love to see black excellence. I love that. I ain't gonna act like I love to see black happy people. You feel me? I ain't gonna say black excellence. I'm gonna say I love to see black happy people, bruh. As long as you happy and you black, bruh, I'm going for you, gang. Because I know there's a lot of people out there that don't want you happy. So just know I want you happy, bruh. Facts.
Players getting together and having a good time. That is community, that's celebration, that's fellowship, that's supporting one another. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. But of course, anytime that there's anything that black people are celebrating, it's a problem for these folks. Half black, half Japanese tennis player Naomi Osaka held a dinner party exclusively for black tennis players before the French Open. She defended she didn't have to defend the party at all. She's a black woman who has black friends who hosted a dinner party for her friends. If I host a party for my people, it's usually going to be all black. How many all-white tennis parties have there been? How many all-white tennis events have there been? I guarantee you they've had dinner parties, happy hours, celebrations where not one black face was present. But all of a sudden, they have a problem.
See, that's the thing, right? It's like they view it as if like she don't belong or like they accepted her into this industry or something like that, bro. When it's like, no, bro, she's a amazing tennis player, you know what I'm saying? And she's black and Japanese. She invited her black friends to a dinner party before they went out there to the French Open and did their thing. What's else to it? What else is there to it? Why would you need to be in her space, gang? Why would there need to be white tennis players in Naomi Osaka's place, in her space, if she don't want them there? What purpose do they serve?
with a black event. She defended the party by claiming there have been segregated white-only parties without proof, of course. Of course there have been all-white parties where black people weren't present. I'm sure that's the default in tennis, with black tennis players making up less than 9%. This woman is insufferable. That's crazy. She didn't do anything to be insufferable, but she responded to the backlash that she was receiving from these people. You know, I'm seeing a little bit of, why can't you love everyone for all skin tones? And what if someone had an all-white party? That's such a dumb thing to say. I remember this argument when it came to BET. What if white people had an all-white channel or all-white stations? That's every other station that's not BET. There might be a black feature or a black face here or there, but just about every other channel is predominantly white, unless we're talking about like a Latino channel or something like that. A lot of those shows from the early 90s, 2000s were...
The people that dislike black people the most are the ones that's always in black people business, in black people's spaces. You know what I'm saying? That's why they be suing black only like businesses and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Well, not like businesses, but you know, like say it's something. What was that lawsuit that's going on right now? Where they're I'm not gonna get into it because I don't want to just sound like I'm yapping or I'm just talking out my ass, because I know what it is, but I can't remember it in this moment. But the point is that these people love to be in black people's spaces, so they can always have eyes on black people and have a reason to be mad or who the fuck knows what. But to fulfill whatever weird shit they got going on in their head, they need to be around black people or within black people vicinity so they can hate them properly. You know, it wouldn't fit right if I couldn't shout the N-word out you. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't. How am I supposed to go about my day? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that type of thinking.
Predominantly white. Black people know the shows we had growing up. Fresh Prince, Martin, In the House with LL Cool J, Family Matters. We had some shows, but they were black shows for us. There really weren't black people in other shows like that. First of all, I do love everyone for who they are, no matter their race and ethnicity. I'm literally half Japanese. I can only speak from experiences in my own life though. Growing up as a tennis player, I didn't see many people that look like me, and I feel like that's important to celebrate them. Right. Not only that, the criticism that black players usually face and the things that they have to contend against is a completely unique experience to black tennis players. For instance, people didn't like how aggressive Serena was or how loud Venus and Serena were when they celebrated. Meanwhile, white players would never get that criticism.
Okay, sorry she was mad about it, but...
It's okay? You come on 15 points?
Yeah, you haven't got 4 years out of it. It's fine.
So I can go 15 points?
15 third.
Yeah, can I go come on? And go? Basically?
Bro, I swear, oh my gosh, bro. Hating. If that knocks you off your game, you're ass. Facts, bro. And yeah, I get it, you know, tennis is supposed to be all intimate and, you know, us. I used to play tennis back in the day. Facts. I got tennis rackets in my trunk right now. What's up? So I know a little something. But it's like, come on, bro. That's what I be saying, bro. So, like with golf too, you're supposed to act a certain way with golf. It's supposed to be a certain way. You're supposed to carry yourself, man. I can't do it, bro. Like.
It's important to note that there have been all-white dinners and parties. I don't know how else to tell you this. I literally seen them all the time and never had an issue with that at all. I think that's another thing. Black people usually don't complain. Like if there's a party for all white people that black people aren't it, we're not doing posts about it. That's what it is. We'll just go throw our own separate thing. But now y'all are mad that we're throwing our own separate things and you're not invited.
Tennis is not a predominantly black sport, right? So they're always going to be the minority in these sports. So, you know, it probably felt good for them to be around other black tennis players that's going through the same exact things, and they get to just celebrate and let their guard down. Because, you know, black people, when you in white spaces, sometimes you can be very uncomfortable and you can be suffocated by people that's not like you. You know what I'm saying? And we know a couple of these black tennis players done went through a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? So why the hell are they mad at Naomi Osaka for just creating a safe space for other black tennis players?
To the people that asked this question, I want to ask you this question too. What is it about people?
That's because they know all black spaces are a safe space for black people. So thus they try to enter it, you know what I'm saying, to make everybody a little uncomfortable, you know? Yeah, sure. Some situations, you know, I'm sure there's some that act on good faith. But a situation like this with a dinner party, Nigga, you wouldn't even know they was having this dinner party unless they posted it, gang. Like, you wouldn't even care. If you heard about it, you wouldn't, like, if you heard about it in passing, you wouldn't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Naomi had a dinner party. Oh, that's what's up. But with all black people. What? She did what? Nah, bro. Nah, that's out. No. Like, you hear, like, what? Jokes. Literal jokes, bro. Clowns.
Color getting together that unsettles you so much. They hate black joy. Black people being happy, successful, doing their own thing, ruffles their feathers, gets under their skin, bothers their sleep at night. They just cannot handle it.
They hate black joy because they don't understand it. They hate black joy because they can't police it. Black joy doesn't make sense to them because they are sitting around here miserable and they don't understand how black people are still able to have a good old time.
When it comes to black obsession, just like that whole white replacement theory, it definitely seems like a guilty conscience for races. The obsession is if a bunch of black people get together, what are they thinking about? What are they talking about? What are they doing? Are they thinking about us? Are they plotting against us? Meanwhile, we're just minding our business, celebrating, building, having fun with us. Those clowns aren't really mad about Naomi's dinner. They're paranoid, always imagining we're somewhere plotting against them because that's what they do. Meanwhile, we enjoy ourselves just fine without a single thought given to bigots. They cannot say the same.
White people are obsessed with black people.
If I see a black pilot, I'm gonna be like, boy, I hope he's qualified.
Which is why racists exist, because in order to be racist, you need to wake up every day and just continuously think about why you don't like a person or a group of people based on the color of their skin.
Naomi should not have defended having her own dinner party for whomever she wanted. Facts. White people have dinner parties all the damn time without any black people present. We all know that. That's not news to us. That's not a...
Damn. Is there one black person present? Jeez. Nope. Nah. And she look like Sandra Bullock, right? Is that Sandra Bullock? The fuck? No. Or is that, damn, what's the other actor? That'd be acting with Adam Sandler. Is that Sandra Bullock? Either way, bro. I don't see one black person here, gang. Like, what?
Surprise to us. And we don't complain about it because we don't care.
Of course, when Naomi posted these amazing pictures, she also posted like a little write-up on why they decided to have this event. And of course, if you're black and you've been in predominantly white spaces, you already know why she did it. Of course, it was about community. It was about fellowship. It's about her growing up and not seeing people like her, except for like maybe Serena and Venus when she was coming up. It was just about coming together. And she said in there that like there's a saying that black people say, when you win, I win. And I guess that was the whole reason for this, and it just made my heart so warm.
Do you want us to believe that more than 60% of white people who make up professional tennis players had a black or brown person at every dinner party they had? Stop being a beta bitch boy. When people say, what would you do if it were a whites only party? Once again, they are being obtuse. They don't have to put a sign outside because no one cares if a bunch of white dudes or girls get together for dinner or golfing. That's the main point. We don't care. We mind our business. We know what it is and we can do our own thing. But now they have a problem with that as well.
The problem is she only invited black tennis players and people were not happy with it. I agree. People took this to mean that she is being isolating, she is being racist. Can you imagine an all-white dinner party?
You're being racist because you invited all black people to your party, bro. You invited all your black friends. Yo, let's have a black people night. Let's have a Filipino night. Let's have a, you know what I'm saying? That's why do you think they be advertising that shit, bro? Because they know it's a minority and they wouldn't be getting this attention if we wasn't putting a spotlight on it. If people didn't have to be reminded that black people existed, black people would be treated like as if we didn't exist, gang. Facts. They did it before. They'll try to do it again. They already erasing history. They already taking away voting rights. You know what I'm saying? Slowly, they're trying to chip away at your identity. Just trying to chip away at your you being a human. Of you getting treated like a human. You know what I'm saying? Cause you can be a human but get treated like a piece of shit. That's what they've been doing all throughout history. Facts. So even though you're a human, they slowly chipping away at you being treated as one by everybody else. Dehumanize you. Facts. That's why they try to call you blacks. or they try to, you know, oh gosh.
Hosting a dinner with her friends, and they all happen to be tennis players. Like, there's nothing to this other than that.
Yeah, I'll take it further. Okay, so she is hosting a blacks only thing. Okay, now what? Can't turn around and say she's being isolating. She is the one that's isolated. White people in tennis are not isolated.
There are white only events that happen all the time right now.
The reason white people don't see it when an event is all white is because white people see whiteness as a default. They see that as normal. So when they see a room full of white people, they do not notice anything. This is why I'm colorblind. I don't see color. I don't see color. You don't see whiteness.
You should.
You do see color. You don't see white.
Yeah. You don't have to imagine it. There are whites-only golf clubs and tennis clubs that still exist. Why do you have to imagine it? You sound like a whiny bitch. Got called a bitch a bunch of times. This looks like such a dope event. It's such a weird thing for people to be hating on. Stay away from us. How dare you stay away from us? Right? What do y'all want? You don't want us in your spaces. You don't want to create room for us. But when we create our own space, you still have a problem with it. This is why people have such a problem with religion. In his bio, it says Christ, all capital letters. What is Christ like about him being a bigot, about him being racist, about him hating on another group of people for absolutely no reason and calling a woman that has done nothing wrong publicly insufferable? These people are hypocrites. White privilege really goes to the root of why bigots, racists see the world the way.
Makes you think, how connected is religion and race? You know what I'm saying? You know? It's always Christian this, Christian that in the bios, but saying the most bigoted shit you done heard in your life. You know what I'm saying?
They do.
We need to talk about white privilege, what it is, and more importantly, what it is not. In my experience, the majority of white people in this country are completely unaware of their own privilege and or are actively in denial that such privilege exists. The nature of privilege in America is that it is invisible. I would no more expect the average white person to see their privilege than I would expect a fish in a fishbowl to see the water in which they exist. Yet that water in that fishbowl surrounds that fish every single second of every single day and affects every single thing that fish does every second of every day. But like I said, it's invisible. One of the most difficult things to do is to explain to a poor white person the nature of white privilege. Because when you tell a poor white person that they have white privilege, you will inevitably be met with replies of, "What? Ain't nobody gave me nothing." And in a sense,
oh my, I ain't gonna lie, bro, cooking, because when you think about it, right, with the fish analogy, it's like to us it's like air, right? You take the fish out that water, that fish gonna notice, hold on, I'm in a different environment. Why the fuck? Why can't I breathe? What the hell going on? Take that privilege away, or make it seem like you just taking a privilege away. They start acting up. That's what they're doing now. They thought their privilege was gonna go away, so they done voted in the person that they knew would let them act any way they wanted to act. But they didn't factor in. I mean, honestly, at first I thought, you know what, Donald Trump bamboozled them. But then I'm starting to think, like, for anyone that paid attention to his politics, right? Say you was really into politics, you was searching up tariffs and all that, searching up the big bill, all that shit, right? You could see that this shit was gonna fuck up. Like, it didn't make sense. So then with that, it's like, what was your reason to vote him in? Like, what? Because if the policies don't make sense and this nigga a criminal and he's all up in these Epstein files and all this stuff, what was it?
they're right. Nobody gave you nothing. Privilege isn't about gifts. That's not what privilege is in America. America was built on a foundation of systemic and institutionalized white supremacy, which grants the benefit of said white supremacy to every single white and white presenting person in America, invisible as it may be. So nobody gave you nothing, but it isn't about what you were given. It's about what you weren't given. You weren't given restrictions.
No, you're fucking insufferable. You're mad because she created space for people who face similar barriers to enjoy each other's company and celebrate what they've accomplished. You don't want black people in your spaces, but you also don't want them to have their own. You're repulsive. That call out was on point. At the end of the day, I think we've all accepted the fact that no matter what we do, no matter what we accomplish, no matter how we operate, these people will find a reason to be mad at us, to criticize us, and to hate on us. Whether we're celebrating proms, graduating, becoming becoming doctors or celebrating our accomplishments with our friends. It's just black obsession and a real deep-seated hatred toward black joy. But shout out to my channel members. Thank you so much for supporting, and thank
Absolutely disgusting work. Shout out Drew for the video. You did your thing. They gotta be around us so they can monitor us, man. So they can see what we're doing. So they can have a reason to hate us. You know? They gotta somehow be tapped in. They gotta worry about the shootings in Chicago when they in fucking Nevada, man. They gotta be. Why? Because they plastered black people's face on it. Thus, now it's important to everybody else. Now it affects a nigga in Florida. Now that's your reason why you... All right, man. You know, but, you know, the system gonna do what the system gonna do. You know? Either you fight against it or, shit, die trying at least. I'm gone. Peace.